Without further ado, can we please give a warm welcome to John Cheney. Thanks, man. Have fun.
Thanks, Dean. What's up, guys? This is amazing. Look at all these happy faces. Everyone's clapping and excited. I'm not Tony Robbins, but you know, you guys still bring the energy. I love it. I love it. It's awesome. This is really cool. All right, you guys are awesome, right? I mean, you don't even need Tony on here to bring all that energy. You guys are just clapping and screaming, and it looks just awesome on here. There it is. Here's the cheering. So, well, guys, nice to meet you. I'm John, and like many of you, I have so many ideas. Right? Who here has ideas? Raise your hand if you have ideas. Right? You're in the shower and you're like, man, I really think that's a good idea. You're driving along, and you know, you want to bring something to life, right? I've been like that my whole life, right? Dean mentioned that I founded a company called Okabu. I actually sold that a few years ago. I'm now the CEO of a company called Cheney, and I'll talk about that in a second here, but I really focus on helping businesses with AI. And, you know, one of the things that for me has been really liberating, right, is getting these ideas out of my head and into the world, right? It's almost like scratching an itch, right? You've got this idea, and if you can just bring it to life, you can see if it's actually real, right? And then how do you test those ideas, right? How do you take an idea and then turn it into money, right? Because that's something that I think everybody here is here so that you can do that, so that you can bring something to life, maybe get your side gig, bring it to life, go make some money on the side, maybe even turn that into your full-time gig, right? That would be a really amazing opportunity there, right? But how do you do that? Well, you have to build it. You got to put something in front of somebody and say, hey, you know, what do I do? What am I offering the world here, right? Then you put it in front of them. You say, okay, what do you think? Did anybody buy? Nobody bought. Okay, well, let's pivot. Or, hey, people started to buy. You ask them questions. You pivot again. You repeat it, right? That process can now be accelerated by about 1,000x, right? You know, I built a website about 6-7 months ago, and really it was a website for a company and all kinds of other things. It was really complex. And, you know, I mentioned before this company, Okavu, that I founded, I had to go and raise $13 million to do that. Who here thinks it's easy to raise $13 million? I'm not seeing any hands, right? It's hard. It's really hard. And not only that, it's really, really stressful, right? One of the biggest risks you have to your ideas coming to life is a lack of time and money, right? The AI can reduce that just dramatically, right? And so, you know, that business, I started in 2016 and raised $13 million, ended up selling it in 2023, and that was cool, right? But now, I started a business March 1 of this year using AI, and it's now, to me, worth way more than it was, right? Financially, I have made way more money now in the last 6 or 7 months, having raised $0. And I built this thing literally in a weekend. And I did it with a tool that you guys already know about called Replit, right? You got to meet the CEO, Amjad Masad. I actually connected Amjad with Dean and said, hey, you guys, Amjad needs to put this in front of this audience. So I'm super, super glad you guys are in there. If you've signed up for the boot camp, you already have a 30-day free trial to that, and you want to get in there. You want to get in there and get that boot camp so that you can get access to this tool. I promise you it's worth it. But all you have to do is just talk to it. And for almost nothing, you can just do incredible things, right? The old way was you come up with an idea, you go and you find a developer, you find out you're going to have to pay him $150,000 a year. Maybe you find a co-founder, right? Or you know, whatever. Either way, you have to go and borrow money from your rich uncle, and you have to figure that out, right? You got to make sure that you have enough money to take care of your people, right? And you know, with AI, your people changes a little bit, right? Now, your developer is Replit, okay? You can just go in there and you can talk to it and you can just bring it to life. And so you can change something that used to be, you know, really, really expensive, require millions or even tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring that idea to life. Now you can test it and do it in a second almost, right? I mean, it literally takes about 20 minutes to bring something to life. Now, I want to teach you something here that I hope will help you as you start to dive into this, because a lot of you are going to be new to this. You're going to jump into Replit and you're going to start talking to it, and it's just going to start doing things, right? And that's amazing. Now, One of the things that is very, very easy to do with AI, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's your clone that you guys are all going to you're all going to have here in ChatGPT, whether it's Replit, whatever it is, it's very easy to let AI take over, to let it be the boss. And you have to remember that you're the boss, right? Look in the mirror. You are the boss, right? You are the one that's going to be in charge of this. And if you don't remember that, the AI is just going to kind of go off and do things on its own, right? So that's why having a really finely tuned clone and then remembering that you're in charge will help you, okay? So let's talk about this. A lot of people will go into Replit. Let's say you have an idea, you want to build a weather app. Maybe in another lifetime, I'd be a weatherman. I love the weather. So you go into Replit and you say, hey, build me a weather app. And it just starts going. It starts writing code and it brings up a screen and you all of a sudden have weather and it's working, right? Because Replit's very capable. AI is very capable. But what instructions did you actually give it, right? You just said, build me a weather app. And that's it. Now, is that your idea? No, not really. I mean, kind of. It's kind of your idea. But it's filling in all these gaps, right? Imagine this. Amjad said you need to treat Replit like your employee. What if you just went to your employee, you hire a developer, you say, you know what, I am going to pay $150,000 a year, and I'm going to hire an employee, and I'm going to hand them some instructions, and all it says is, build me a weather app. They'd say, okay, well, I mean, what colors should it be? What do we call it? And what should it do? And why is it going to be different from Apple weather or Google weather or whatever? All these different, opportunities here. Why is this going to be different? Okay. So the best way to get good results, here's what I really want to share here. You want to talk to your clone about this idea. You tell it. You ask the clone, you ask the AI, say, hey, I want you to interview me one question at a time about this idea. And then let's come up with a plan. Spend 10, 20, 30 minutes. I've spent hours talking to my clone about, hey, I want to do this. Ask me questions. Help me refine the idea. And it's really fun. It's actually kind of addicting. Once you get in there and you're talking to it, your clone is so smart, so capable of pulling all of that information out, right? Then you say, build me a business plan, right? Give me a 1,500-word business plan. And now you've got this really detailed plan about who's your customer, what is this thing called, why is it different, why is it unique, why are people going to buy it, right? And when you take that plan and then just literally copy it and paste it into Replit. Now, Replit doesn't have to guess. Now it's not just making up something that's AI, some average of what every other people in the world said to this AI, because that's how AI works, right? It takes all the knowledge in the world and brings it together. So if you let AI go build it by itself, it's just going to be some average thing. But if you are the boss, if you remember that your ideas are unique and they're very powerful, you can do incredible things. Could you guys go ahead and bring up my my website, GenAIPI? I just want to show you something that I built with AI, right? So here, this is GenAIPI, the General AI Proficiency Institute. Yeah, just go ahead and scroll down a little bit. I just want to kind of show off how pretty and nice the site is. Scroll even faster. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe we don't want to go too fast. Okay, go ahead and click on AI Leadership there at the top. And okay, yeah, scroll down just a little bit. There's a login, there's a sign up. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom. There's footers, there's social links, there's all these different things. Click on Enterprise Solutions at the top, right? And so, again, I work with businesses and help them implement AI in their business, right? And that's awesome. But for me to put this kind of website, thank you, you can go ahead and turn that off. For me to put this website together before AI would have easily cost me $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right? And when you actually dig in and start really looking at it, you would see there's admin sections and there's live courses and there's content. There's thousands of hours of stuff that you could do. It would have cost, this is crazy. I did it because I've been through the experience of doing entrepreneurship, I would say the hard way, where you go and you have to raise money and you have to pay people to do this and it just takes forever, right? It took me 8 years, right? Raising $13 million to do that. Because I've understood that, I know kind of what it would take to build this GenAIPI site and everything. It would have taken me about 18 months. And during that time, I would have ended up paying about $3.2 million. Instead, I started that on a Thursday morning and finished it on a Saturday night. 3 days. That website, I built that in 3 days. And it cost me about $120, right? So instead of $3.2 million, that's the old way. It only cost me $120. Instead of 18 months, It took me 3 days. You can literally build a business in a weekend with AI. Your clone can help guide you through, and it can just do incredible things for you. It can allow you to scratch that itch like I was talking about in the beginning, right? You're in the shower, you've got this idea, get out of the shower and write that idea down, and then get to work. Go and do it. That's the one place where I think a lot of people fall short, is to have that idea. All right? Dean talked about this in his last segment here. They have the idea, but they don't actually do it. But I promise you that AI is so capable, and your clone, when it understands you, you will be able to take that idea and you will be able to bring it to life. I promise you that, okay? Go and do it. Go talk to it. Teach your clone about what you're trying to do. Spar with it, argue with it, and then use these amazing tools that are being provided in this incredible clone that you're going to be able to get in this boot camp. So with that, thank you so much, guys. I want to go ahead and bring Dean back to the stage.
John Cheney, everybody. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.